understands who the dragon is and comes to the understanding of the dragon is not to be feared, that it is this light bringer, and that light bringer's been there all along helping us. And perhaps the initiate would believe finally that the people that believe in God, Christians, the Christian influence on their life up to that point wasn't quite giving them the whole truth. And now they finally got it. They understand that the seething powers of Lucifer, as Manly P. Hall would say, can be theirs. And some Masons, when they get to that point, the poor Masons, now have slayed their dragon. So from there, I wanted to talk about something that's very well illustrated, and it's illustrating that idea of the Nakash killing off his old form and rising up, and it's laid out in as clear as possible for people, but not a lot of people have looked at what I'm talking about, the image that I'm talking about, and they are able to understand what it's saying. I've seen a lot of different interpretations of it online, specifically some completely, absolutely wrong, ignorantly wrong, just kind of laughable, and others very well done, but they're missing a salient point, a certain core salient point. So the UN Security Council Room mural that people have been talking about, I have up on my blog a little essay on it, but the Norwegian artist Per Lassen Krog painted this back in, let's see, what was it, 65?
Yeah.
The date here, sometime around there, maybe earlier, and they put in the Security Council Room as a gift. And when the first time I saw this, that must have been about a year ago. I stared at it a long time. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. You know, what it proves to me is what I'm talking about isn't something that's really that well hidden. It's meant to be out there for people to at least perceive and not understand. But the high-level Freemasons, the alchemists, the neo-alchemists that are out there, this is their great hope. And they really believe this, as earnestly as any person of any religion believes in their deity. I gotta hand it to a lot of the high-level Freemasons. I mean, they have absolute faith in their lower G God. But anyway, whereas a lot of Christians are fairly lukewarm.
Yeah.
Maybe not so many, but I'm seeing that a lot now. It's anything's okay. No.
Yeah.
Anything is not okay. But the way this picture depicts the Nakash is pretty much what I've described already in the story of Apollo going to Delphi and St. John. You have the chthonic dragon here wrapped up in a gray death state with the sword it slew itself with in its own mouth still. So obviously this bottom portion here, when you're seeing this dragon, the dragon's killed itself, and it's underground. You can see it's in a cave, and there's all these human figures that are kind of emerging alongside of him. And just above him, of course, you have this phoenix with its sort of a shell beneath it, and that is standing in front of this background of golden stars with this sort of darker blue background. And the people that are coming out of the ground here are going into that portal, the Asterion. So you have, the starry one, you have that concept accentuated here, the Asterion, right behind the phoenix. The double meaning there, right there in front of you. And then I noticed the circle that you have here. You'll have a brighter outside, the way the artist did this, And then he changed sort of subtly the coloring and the shading here so that there was a circle that's around this mandorla, this almond-shaped center. And the idea, the circle, is a symbol for Apollo. You'll see a circumpunt. The Masons use it a lot, a dot with a circle around it, symbolizing the sun, or Apollo. It won't say Apollo. But notice where the center of the circle is, it's right above the little baby's head, which in turn is right above the head of the phoenix. Like, who's that?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I wonder. And still, if you're not understanding the story well, you look up a little bit higher, and then they have the pan-like figure in the branches there, distributing his Cydonia fruit out to the little girl there next to him, who's
Wow.
happily
Yeah.
receiving it. That is in the UN Security Council room, and of course, behind them, I'm looking at the pictures, kind of small on my screen, you have the festival. Everybody's enjoying themselves, and the people sort of that are joining the festival are being released from their bonds, their the slavery that they were in. And you know, of course, the attitude about whoever painted this, who he would think was the oppressor here.
Right.
So, I mean, it's really obvious that people have this information about what the Nakash has planned for mankind, even in buildings like the UN, and they're not perceiving it. It's done. It's put there, right there, in front of them, and they still can't see. If they read their mythology, though, and they can now, it's all out there for free. They may start getting a better idea of what this is all about.